It's gonna be a short one, but hopefully we're all okay with that. Hello and welcome to my channel, The Danish Readaholic. My name is Silka and today I'm bringing you my January wrap-up. I was planning on pre-filming a whole bunch today, but as you might be able to tell on my voice, I am sick. And I have been really sick this past couple of weeks, or this past week. So today I am only going to be doing my wrap-up and then I'm bringing you the rest of the content later, which you won't really feel a change to because it was pre-filming and it would have, and it's still gonna fit with the schedule because I'm just gonna be filming on like Tuesday. You won't really feel this, but to me it's kind of stressing me out a little bit. Not only that, this video today is also gonna be really short. Well, not really short, but it's gonna be short because it's my wrap up and I only read 3 books and I felt like it was a good thing to film whilst being sick because it doesn't really take all that much out of me. Let's start off by looking at the stats. So in January, as I mentioned, I read 3 books. My total page count for January is 895. I am not happy with that. I would like them to at least be over 1,000, and especially me being this close. But I will cut myself some slack because I have been doing my internship in January, so that was harder than expected, and I was super tired all the time, and I didn't really have any motivation to do anything when I got home. So I will accept it. I'm not happy with it, but it is what it is. 4-star rating, it's so simple. I have three stars. The most boring stat is when all of them are placed in one category, and you're gonna see a little bit more of that this month, and I'm sorry for that. For genre, I have 2 fantasies and 1 graphic novel. With the authors, I have 2 that were new to me and 1 that I had read before. For author nationality, I have 1 Canadian, 1 Chinese, and 1 American. For the representation, I have 1 LGBTQ+, 1 with racial, and 1 with multiple. For the intended audience, once again, we have a boring stat, and all 3 books were YA books. Moving on to more annoying, boring stats with a brand new category that I have decided to call series, and that has replaced type of book. Because in type of book, I could choose if it was a series, a standalone, or a reread. This time I've just called it series, so I can tell you if it's the first, middle, or end of a series, or if it's a standalone. So that kind of gave me all of the stuff that I liked from the one before and then put it in here. I actually don't know if I have a tile for rereads. Maybe I should put that somewhere. It could be put in genre, because that would be kind of, yeah, whatever, I'm gonna figure it out. But we're gonna do it that way instead. So this month, all 3 books were the first in a series. Then we have format. I read 2 audiobooks and 1 physical. For sources, all 3 books were from my own TBR. And finally, another boring stat, all 3 books were released prior to 2023. Cool. So what were the books that we were talking about? I started off reading a graphic novel called Rat Queens by Curtis J. Weeb. I really liked this. This was so much fun, and it gave me kind of, is it called Vox Machina? I don't know. But it gave me those vibes. I've only seen like half of the first episode of that show because my boyfriend likes it and we saw it one day, but we didn't have time to finish the episode. So, but it gives me that vibes, but then we just have like this big girl gang, and I love it. I really, really do, and I'm excited to continue with the series. I already like have a favorite one of the queens, and that's D. Like this one. She's my favorite. She's my least favorite. Like Hannah is my least favorite, and I can't explain why. I also really like Violet, but I can't, again, I don't know why. I feel like all of the characters are really likable in one way or the other, and I'm super excited that I started started this series. I feel like it's just so humorous and also serious because they are like fighting monsters and we're like, are they gonna survive this? And there's a bunch of more stuff going on, and I feel like a lot of the characters has a lot of depth to it that I'm excited to explore in the next volume. Then I finally reread These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. I got it as an audiobook on Audible. I used a credit on it. And then I listened to it, and it was just such a good time going back into the story. I, of course, knew the story, so I could put the speed up a little bit because I knew the majority of it already. So it's just like a refresher before going into the sequel. I still absolutely love the ending of this, and now having started the next book, I'm like, I can't handle it. Like the first, I've gone a couple chapters in the second one, like in the sequel, and I am shooketh. I think I'm gonna read it relatively fast because it's so goddamn good, and the way that the ending of this has heavily influenced so many things, it's just, I'm so excited, and shit is about to go down in the second one, so I'm excited to see where it goes. If you haven't read These Violent Delights, this is a Romeo and Juliet retelling following Juliet and Roma, who lives in Shanghai, and they're from like opposing gangs, so they're like sworn enemies, and it's just so much fun following them along. Well, not necessarily fun, but it's so interesting following them along. And then we have this big plague kind of going on in Shanghai, and then they're forced to work together to like solve this because each of them have like pieces of the puzzle, so they need to work together to connect all of the clues that they have. And it's just so good. And also it's set in like the 1920s, so like what's not to like? Finally, I read The Bride and the Pale by Jessica Rubinkowski. This is a book that I've had like for a while. It's one of the first fairy loots that I've gotten, and I've tried to start it twice. And I'm really glad that I persisted and actually ended up reading it because, oh my god, this was so good. Like, I'm just gonna read you like the ending. And if you don't want to hear the ending, then move to where I put this down. But it just says, "Those who once hunted me will now only whisper my name. Those who once sought to control me will bow and praise me before their peers. I will bring them to their knees. They wanted a war, I will give it to them. Those who feared the gods will now fear me. I am no longer just Valeria, I am vengeance." Like, excuse me? How dare you end a book like that? That's phenomenal. I freaking love it. It gave me like villain origin story vibes, but I'm not sure that is what we're getting in the sequel. Like, I have started it, and that is why I'm saying that, because I went into it hoping that we would get like, oh my god, she is pissed off, like she's angry, she is villain vibes now, and I'm not sure that is what we're getting from her, but I'm still super excited to see what the sequel goes and what is going to happen, because like it's interesting. It is a polar fantasy. I am actually not the biggest fan of polar fantasies, I've come to realize. I am more a desert fantasy kind of girly. But it's a really good book, and I would definitely recommend, and that last couple of lines had me. Like, you know how much I focus on first lines. This one had great, like, last lines. That was it. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. I made it through. Yay, me. So now I'm gonna go edit, and then I'm gonna pack my shit and go on a tiny vacation so I can relax and get back into shape and ready for pre-filming on Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment telling me what books you have read in January. If you just want to let me know that you're here but don't know what to comment, you can always leave a green heart. If you like this video, please hit the like icon, and if you want to see more of my bookish content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. And until I see you next time, bye.